So we're going to finish out our perspectives. So cognitive view, cognition has to do with thinking. Of course, all of this has to do with our brain, and our brain is about thinking. We are dictated by the way we process the events of our environment. So first, what is cognition? Cognition is the mental action of or process of acquiring knowledge or understanding. And that's through thought, experience, and the senses. We like to think of it in teaching as learning. Cognition then relates to thoughts, memories, expectations, perceptions, states of consciousness. Where are we in our awareness? Cognitive views look at our cognition. Views look at our cognition, and then the way we process our daily and life events within our environment. This perspective pulls from structuralism, functionalism, and Gestalt and adds a modern twist. So it's a little bit of everything and modernized. And so this is, it's kind of taken a lot of things and put them together. All right, so that's where we are with this one. Then we get to developmental view and developmental psychology. It's kind of where we are at what places in life. And this is Piaget, this is Kohlberg or Kolberg in Swedish. I speak Swedish badly. Developmental view examines changes that occur across our lifespan, or lifespan psychology too. It looks at nature and nurture, what had a larger impact on us, our genes and our hereditary, or our environment. And so as we grow up, having an area of psychology that focuses on the stages as we progress and what to expect can assist in the field of education. It can help families. It can help students. It can help in aging. It can help in medicine. Yet developmental field doesn't look just at kids growing up. Like I said, it can help us all the way from birth through death. It examines the changes that occur across our lifespan and helps through all stages of development. It, like I said, looks at nature and nurture. And so Piaget made the cognitive stages that you see over there on the left-hand side, and Lawrence Kohlberg, who created the stages of moral development. And we have humanistic psychology, examines how healthy people can reach full potential, self-actualization. How can you grow? We've got Carl Rogers here. It's what a person needs to develop into a healthy individual. Sort of like the psychoanalytical perspective, it examines like the psychoanalytical perspective, it examines our mental thoughts and processes as the root of our behavior, but it focuses on the positives rather than the negatives, where Freud was like, this impacted you and does forever and always. This looks at the positives. It's received criticism for not being scientific enough. And so it's kind of like it's more glittery and rainbowy than dark and stormy like Freud. Humanist philosophy is, especially like in the afterlife, is like, just be a good person, you're going to get what you want, you're going to get to go where you want to go. And so that kind of sort of sums that kind of part of it up. It's about reaching that full potential. Biopsychosocial, biological, psychological, social. So break it down into its pieces when you've got words like that. Shared human genome, individual genetic variations, prenatal environment, sex-related genes, hormones, and physiology. We've got psychological influence, gene environment, neurological effect, responses evoked by your own temperament, gender, etc., beliefs, feelings, expectations. We've got individual development and those sociocultural influences, parents, peers, cultural individual or collectivism, and cultural gender norms. This is like the levels of analysis as it brings in three different views to discuss a person's individual development. It focuses on our biological influences. It examines our psychological influences as our genes and environment interact. It looks at our beliefs and our expectations and feelings and how we respond based on our temperament, possibly our gender. And finally, sociocultural influences like our peers and parental figures, just parents, and also how culture molds us. And we may live in an individualistic culture or collectivist culture, um, and how these viewpoints can impact the way we view ourselves and society around us. It's got a lot of things, so it's got a long name. Alrighty, last bit, kind of a summary of all of them. So they're like, wait, you went through all these slides and then you had a summary? Well, yeah, of course. And some sample questions. So when you're thinking about maybe even your Grinch project, you've got some sample questions on how that goes back to the way you think about each of these perspectives. Let's look at, let's just go to developmental. We've got the focus. How do we progress and develop over our lifetime? Questions. Do humans develop a set pattern? Is it a continuous pattern? Is it a continuous pattern? Or does it have periods of development and rest? Psychodynamic. Here we go. Got Freud. How behavior springs from unconscious drives and conflicts. How can someone's personality traits, disorders be explained in terms of sexual aggressive drives or be the result of childhood traumas? You're gonna watch a video on them. Everything's about sex. It's Freud. All right. There you go. There are your perspectives.